Like I initially hated snowboarding, like hated it. Back east with blue ice, with no edges, no high backs. It was horrible. It's like anyone would have hated it. I'm Todd Richards and I'm from Encinitas, California. I grew up in Massachusetts in the early to mid 80s was like when I was first introduced to skating. I listened to punk rock music and I skateboarded. The only snowboarding that we really had was just like, there was like an Burton ad in Thrasher. And we saw like a picture of like, you know, someone kind of airing off something and it kind of looked sort of skatey. We're like, oh, we can do all of our skateboard moves in the wintertime on the snow, which is a complete lie. We couldn't even stand on the thing, like, because the equipment was just so terrible back then. There wasn't a lot that had happened before I kind of came onto the scene. It was like right when pipes started to become a lot more common at ski areas. And the pipes weren't really that good, but for those that were really determined, it was a way to innovate. So the guys that like kind of came up as like the skate influence guys tried to slow everything down, tried to make everything look smooth. Up until that point, it was just everyone looked spastic in the air. You were inventing tricks every day you went on the hill. All the jibbing stuff and all like the little shuffle stuff in the snow. That was all of us in Colorado, like kind of a way to bring what we knew from skateboarding into snowboarding. There were no videos, there was no Instagram, there was no instant gratification where you can show the world what you just learned. It was like, we heard about some dude who rode with a dude that came from California, and that dude went backwards and hopped around and forwards. And we were like, oh, how do you do that? And you'd have to figure it out on your own. Like, I can remember the first time I ever saw someone land a 720. I was like, oh my God, that was the gnarliest thing I've ever seen. You know, my day job now is I commentate for NBC. Like if there's a snowboard event on TV, I'm there to break it down for mom and pop.
Okay, let's talk about Shaun White and his tricks. We've seen the back-to-back double corks so far. Shaun has one trick that no one else.
There really has been an explosion in progression within the last probably 10 years. And I do think a lot of it is competition generated. I don't know how I really feel about the progression and the scores. It's crazy. Like, it's really nuts that like I'm doing math in the commentator booth more than I'm commentating snowboarding. Okay, he took off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is he landing? 14, 40. It's awesome that people can do that. I love to see progression and style go hand in hand. I don't like progression for the sake of progression. I hate that. It's lame. Like I think in snowboarding right now, there's a huge divide too. It's like you see a lot of like, carving's back. Well, it never really left. You know, that's taking it back to what we had to deal with. Let's get creative. You see a lot more of these fun parks, like what they have at Mammoth right now, which is like rhythmy jumps. Those are crowded. No one's in the main line. No one gives a shit about jumps that are 100 feet. That's what's happening. That's where the progression's at. Unfortunately, it's kind of up to the people that are judging these events now to like do what's right for snowboarding. Okay, so being a father in Southern California, I've got 2 kids. My son is 15 and my daughter's 12. My son could care less about snowboarding. He is full skate and surf all the time. But he is a skater that's coming up in this new generation that looks to the old, like he does bonelesses all the time. But my daughter, she's the hope in the family. She loves it. She loves snowboarding. It's cool to go snowboarding with her and slow down. Instead of like, for a long time, I would ride as fast as I could to the snowboard park and just ride that one run. But now when you go riding with your kids, you're all over the mountain. You're over on the bunny hill and let's go through the little woods over here. And it's like, it just takes you back to slowing it down and having fun on nothing, which is where we started. That part is just the most awesome ever. I think the key to happiness is just flipping the bird and being who you are. If you can walk out of your house every day and say, I am me, and I don't have a bunch of outside influences, that is the key to happiness. Because if you're comfortable with you, you're happy. Maybe. That and coffee. So it's that and coffee.